water, a basic need for us all to survive, right? Something that we all need that's safe and drinkable, right? As an American, are you proud of that? I know I'm not. Couldn't they took some of this contaminated water and cleaned that thing? That's a disgrace. All right, everybody. There's the interviews, the stories, pretty much all live, unedited. I'm going to have to run it through an editor to fit it all together to where I can post it to YouTube. But make sure you share this, get the word out that we are like a third world country. If they can send billions of dollars to Ukraine and everywhere else, then they can send some money right here to help us get good drinking water. Thank you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Especially share. Get the word out, please. What's going on, everybody? You can see the date and time there. Today is the day that WIMT is supposed to be here. And I am here waiting. Now, they're supposed to be here at noon. So I figured we'd hang out about 45 minutes. That'll be at 12:15. Might stay to 12:30 to see if anybody does actually show up. Got several questions I want to ask, such as why did people's animals get sick? If they know that there's natural gas leaking up the river and into the water down there. And why did people's water bills double? Why are we having to double up and pay for garbage? So that's the questions that the people have asked me to ask, so I will be asking them here shortly, hopefully. All right, guys. 2 cars is pulled in, no news crew. It's 11:52. It's supposed to start happening at 12. So figure we'll walk over here to where the plant's at. Haven't seen any news crews yet.
You hear about the water?
Yep.
I am too, buddy.
Yep. Waiting for the news and to see what they're going to say.
Yeah, me too. I'll be back around.
All righty. A lot of people's wanting to know. It's a little bit chilly today. I guess the 2 vehicles I seen pull in was both wondering about the water. So I guess I'll go back to the car. Wait patiently around the car. That way the city don't come up here fussing about me being around the plant. There's been reports on my Facebook page where people's water bills has doubled, like I said. People's animals has gotten sick. And I'll tell you this much. Actually, I'm going to turn this camera around. I'll tell you face to face. Hang on one second. Before this stuff even started, with their water bowl advisories and all that, it was back in the summertime when I was fussing about that tank right there being so dirty and nasty. I quit using their water and I started buying my water. Where I drink a lot of coffee, I was drinking probably 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons of city water a day. I was waking up every morning sick, throwing up. I quit drinking that water and started buying my own water, and that was when their water was supposed to be good. And I don't get sick no more. So I advise anybody that has stomach issues to try it for 2 weeks. Go buy your water, especially if you're a heavy coffee drinker, and drink that bought water and see if you feel better. I know I did. 11:59. The gold car, we know, is here for the water. We also got a gentleman here parked beside me that's here for the water. A lot of questions to be answered, City of Everett's. The people want answers. Still no news, crew. I hope I did not get false information. I messaged WYMT on Facebook and they never looked at it or nothing. I figured where it was weekend, they wasn't nobody doing the internet stuff. Everett shut their comments off. First they limited them. I'm going to see what Thomas Clay has to say about that. And for y'all that don't know who Thomas Clay is, maybe I'll pull one of his works and show you. He's a heck of an attorney based out of Louisville. Well, I know it's officially noon, so we will wait until 12:15. There's probably somebody else wondering about the water. Our dirty little tank. Yeah, I would say since they pulled in over there. Smoke me a cigarette. Y'all can see some of their pipes and stuff they got there. Don't know, that's what I'm waiting on. It's what Avery said. He said the news was coming, so.
They're not, if they took and they got the funding.
Let's go see what this lady has to say.
Turn that on.
If they got the funding, they're gonna mismanage it. They're
Well,
not gonna take and do nothing.
That's what I'm here for, to ask questions and to find out. I've seen where people said their dogs has got sick. I've seen where people says their water bills increased a lot. I've not got my water bill yet to see if mine's went up, you know. But those are some of the questions that I'm wanting answered, and what they're going to do about it and how they're going to fix it, you know.
Well, the city don't even do the water bills. They're sent to Tennessee.
Tennessee?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
That's like we manage Black Mountain Cabins.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We have had so many problems with the shower heads getting stocked up with the calcium. We've had the elements to take and get burned out because of the calcium.
So it's affecting your business.
Yes. And then we took, on Friday, we had people that came in from Mississippi, and we go up to take and let them in the cabins. No water.
Oh. It's no good.
So yeah, you got somebody that's took and traveled 10 hours to take and come up here to ride the trails.
And they can't even shower.
They can't shower. What's that take and do for your business?
Yeah, it's going to hurt it bad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Real bad.
They all talk among themselves, you know, on Facebook all over the country.
Yeah. Yeah, I work at the hotel down there, so yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about there. Yeah.
And you take on the heat element when it takes and it burns up?
With the calcium and the rest and all that in the water, yeah.
And they take, not our problem.
But it is their problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we sold our house in Georgia right at 3 years ago. And bought a place up here off of Sowers Branch.
Okay. Well, I was born and raised here all my life, but my mom, she died of COVID and she had property up here. And I was paying $550 a month rent, and I thought, rent or move in my mom's house. So we moved in my mom's house. And as far as I know, Harlan never really had a problem with water, and we moved up here, problem after problem. I tell people all the time, before they even had this boil water advisory, back in the summer, I was having stomach issues, waking up in the morning sick. I started buying water. I quit getting sick. I tell anybody now, if you got stomach issues, try that. Go buy you some water and see if you see a difference in 2 weeks. I mean,
Water crew right here.
Yeah, and there's a couple up there. Everybody's waiting.
On the plant?
Yeah, the gold car up there at the plant, and there's a black SUV that pulled in up there.
What about these cars right here?
Yeah, they're waiting.
Yeah. What we got is RJ from WAMTV called me this morning, and he told me that he will be here. He said, I would say 12:15, 12:30. I have to stop and get gas, but I'm leaving now. So, and I said, okay, it sounds good. So he's gonna come up here, and we need a couple people to do some kind of interview with him to try to get some attention to this. You know?
I don't care. I'll tell him how it made me sick.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it made me sick.
It's hurting her business.
Absolutely. You know, it's destroying this. A lot
I
of
mean,
places up here, the water being off, and the water being on, and without any kind of notice.
So you take somebody that took you for 10 hours to come up here to take a stick
Yeah.
and take that play on
Yeah. Well, don't leave, because one thing that we would need on this business owner.
it's the people.
Right. I mean, you know, people who have a vested business. I try to get Harlan to come here because I know that her husband's very sick with, you know, he's got a lot of health issues, and I mean, it's come to the point where they're going to get into their savings account. Well, we've got 2 elementary schools here on city water. We've got a women's rehab center on city water down there.
The jail.
All this ATV park on the city water. And not only that, according to the mayor, when I was talking with him, that B-Mud gets the water first before we do. So, I mean, you know, if B-Mud depends on this water system out there too, tells me it's just not just a city problem, but a county problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a whole county problem. I mean, it really is.
I seen where B-Mud was pumping into their tanks this morning. Is what they posted.
Absolutely. You know, I'm going to tell him.
I'm going to contact Thomas Clay about them turning the... Well, first they limited the comments. I was one of the ones that wasn't allowed to comment. And now they've turned the comments completely off. I know they can turn them off, but I know they're not allowed to limit them. And I've got screenshots where it says limited.
Well, let me make contact with everybody here and stuff, and kind of let everybody know what's going on, you know?
That's right. My husband does not have a Facebook.
Yeah.
So if I was out of town, how is he going to take a notice of the problem with the water?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of kids, children in this town. Well, they don't even have the common courtesy to let us know what the water's going to be out. It would even help if they said, whoa, I'll be there in 15 minutes, he said.
All right.
It would be different if they'd make a service public announcement saying, hey, we're going to shut the water off from 11 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And let us know what time. I mean, it's just periodically without notice. So nobody really knows anything. And I mean, you know, I think that's one of the problems, kind of a failure upon the city's part is they can tell us when they're going to shut the water. You know, they can't because they're never in town. That's right, they're in the town. You know, I mean, you know, our county judge executive this weekend was at the ball game. So I mean, you know, that's one of the reasons that we can't get it. You know, let me make contact with these other people, okay? Because they're on their way. They'll be here in about 15 minutes. I just don't want everybody leaving, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now, who was up here, Mark?
That gold car, I know, and there's a black car, black SUV. I don't know who he's with, but that gold car told me he's here for the water. Thank you for talking with me, guys. I'm Harlan County Transparency. I'm on YouTube if you want to look me up.
How y'all doing? Thank y'all for coming out. They're on their way. They'll be here in about 15 minutes, they said, you know. We was talking with them and stuff like this. We kind of like contact.
That is Avery. He's the one that's contacted WYMT and contacted me and all that to try to get something done. Because all we can figure is we, the people, need to do something. The city's just going to sit back and collect their paycheck and their money off of our water bills and our taxes and everything else. And my wife says you can walk in City Hall down there and there's got a thing up that says they got $500,000 for something. I mean, what did they put that in? Hello. You here for the water?
Yeah, I need to be, but I got to be over where my boys are coming. He's going to fan his view. What needs to be done? We need to find out what's wrong with the money.
Yeah, I agree.
And, you know, this is an ongoing thing. Okay, that's more than money for many years.
All right.
We know it's needing fixed, but it's been an ongoing thing.
All righty, sir. As you can see, the public has concerns. Where's this money going? People in Harlan County are good people, and we deserve clean water. We don't deserve cancer-filled water. Well, I'm going to shut down and stop filming. They said WYMT will be here in 15 minutes. So this will be all videoed but pasted together. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and help us get the word out that we need attention down here. Here is WYMT. So they're going to get unloaded. Got a lot of people here, including myself. So this is important to us, so please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Help bring attention maybe from Frankfurt whoever. I mean, we got an election coming up, folks. You might see my name on the ballot. Maybe I can help fix some of this crap. Who knows?
Oh, he was your student?
No, Brandon was.
Oh. How you doing, Steve? Make sure you put the lid on, cover on. I want to say it's okay. All these people here, these people own the local cabins and stuff here, so these are some of our business owners around town here. These are some of the school teachers, school officials. I mean, you know,
Whatever they want to do.
everybody's really looking for rain.
No cussing or something. Don't get mad and start cussing this Sunday.
I won't use it to use everybody just because this is only going to be like 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
Some of the people own the cabins and things where they.
Well, I'll tell you this, you can go to YouTube and see every bit of it at Harlan County Transparency. Unedited, everything I filmed. So,
Do you still want to go first?
Do you still want to go?
Yeah.
Do you still want to say anything?
I never showed that stuff, you know, like they have it opened up at
uh-huh.
the parks and
Yeah, I think yours would be a good one because they actually own.
Well, I've got pictures. You're talking about inside the, I've got pictures.
She left, we left Hollywood. I didn't get up here on time. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'm up for it. I'm up for y'all. Let's get some help, you know. I got trees died. Teddy, put your plug in on the VFW.
We're doing
Christmas.
First off, I do the breaking my snowboard.
It's Katie Clevenger, KATIE CLEVENGER.
So first off, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about just how having this frustrating this entire process, this entire
we sold our home in Georgia 3 years ago, and we moved here to Everett to take and make it our forever home. And we manage Black Mountain Cabins here in Everett. I've done it since 2014. We've had, just in the past 3 years, we've had problems with so many water outages. And you think you have people come in from out of state that has drove 10 hours to come up here to take a play on our trails, and there's no water for them to take a shower. There's no way of taking and letting them know, hey, you've got to take and boil the water. You cannot take and drink the water. So it's very frustrating when you lose business because they're going to go somewhere else because there's nothing else here.
And it also just seems like it keeps happening over and over again
every week we are out of water.
I mean, so just to see, I guess, from this passage, they talked about some of the levels that were really alarming and that were measured this last week. So just to see that and just know that maybe for a couple days before that, you, not only you, but people even use your facilities and stuff, maybe they were using some of those toxic levels, some of the toxic water, and definitely also not good. It's not safe for you guys. And I mean, obviously everyone deserves to have clean and safe drinking water. So.
Yeah. So you've got your animals that you have to take and boil water for them. You've got newborn babies. What is it taking and going to do for them? What's it doing for our elderly people? I mean, if you have to take and boil the water to take and drink it, to brush your teeth, if you're out and you're working in your yard and you get a cut on your hand and you go in to take and wash your cut, where's that water going? It's going straight into your bloodstream.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not good. And the fact that it just keeps happening over and over again. So just, Malcolm, what would you like to see for not only, city officials, but county officials, state officials to kind of do to, help you guys all out here?
They need to take and go to this Frankfurt, go to our representatives, our congressmen, and take and say, hey, look, we need some help. We need funding to take and get this situation resolved. If not, then we need to have better officials put in office.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else before I move on to someone else?
No, sir.
Good job. I'm gonna go last. I'm fixing to tell y'all where that something is. I know where it's at. And I've told them, and that's why they made me quit commenting. My old teacher.
Yeah, I'm David Clutch, D-A-V-I-D, C-L-U-T-T-S, and live just outside the city limits. City supplies our water. Mine personally hasn't gone off yet, but it pressure went down a couple nights ago, so I know if the problem continues, that it will go off eventually. So I think the city, like the lady said, needs to reach out to others at the state level, and we need money and input to solve the problem, because it's a basic need is water. So the quicker that this is resolved, and with transparency, then we can move ahead to other things.
have you done, obviously, high level capacity, boil the water, and just to, whether it's the showers or the heat, to kind of have you water, you use that for just about every single day. So, just kind of what have you had to do these past couple of days, with, boiling the water and stuff like that?
No, so far we've just relied on bottled water and water in jugs. We've not really boiled a lot yet. I know eventually I'm going to forget when I brush my teeth and I'm going to get the water. Like I say, I know if the problem continues that it will affect us. We live on flat ground, so it's not gone out yet. And some of the other people are living in hills, lost water already. But just basic needs like animals, personal hygiene, things like that.
A lot of you guys here, I guess for all of you guys, the water wasn't safe. You guys were able to use that water to cook, so you had to, whether it's go down to the store and buy a bunch of water to cook with, but that definitely is an extra step that most people don't take and that you probably shouldn't have to take.
Right, and there's the thing of always trying to remember, if I teach them, don't use the water, don't use the water, don't use the water, don't slip and forget to use the water. And then, if you do, then bad things might happen.
And then, so I guess just how frustrating has this been for all of you guys living here, at least for what you've seen, kind of just wanting that help, obviously wanting clean water, but just kind of how frustrating has it been for you guys? Especially, this isn't necessarily like a new thing. You guys have been dealing with this off and on for quite a while now.
Yeah, because it's frustrating, do I boil the water? Do I not boil the water? Can I drink the water? What if I go ahead and drink the water anyway? I've in the past we've had boil water advisory, I'll drink it, but you can get sick of it, because years ago, they had boil water advisory, and I drank it anyway, got sick. It's frustrating to know how much water do you need. What if everybody's water goes out? Is there going to be a run on water products in the stores? What kind of conditions are you going to have to deal with? And with all the supplies going downhill of certain things because of COVID, are we going to have a water supply problem in the area if everybody's goes off all at once?
And I know when I did this story, I think it was just in either August or September when I initially did this story, but they were just saying how funding was a big issue and how they just weren't really seeing enough of it to actually be able to make some significant changes. And then I haven't talked to the guy who's over the water plant yet. I'll be talking to him later today, so I don't really know kind of what caused such a surge, because I think they said the safe drinking level is 0.3, but the needs were 6.0. So, just to see, just to talk to him, I guess, what do you want to see?
I'd like to see the problem solved constructive way, and if we need help, if we need funding, there are people in charge that are supposed to be able to supply us with that. We need them to understand the problem and use what power that we vested in them to try to help solve the problem. It's water, it's a basic need, so let's go about solving the basic need. If we're going to be a city, a county, or whatever, let's communicate with those people and try to get their attention and get the problem worked on and solved.
And I know it's just got to a point where it's like enough is enough, where maybe the first couple times it was like, all right, they'll fix it in a couple days, but to see it happen maybe a lot of times, and then now to see kind of at this point, definitely is troublesome for me.
Yeah, I worked this out this college, and one of our former professors, Dr. L. Wilson, always used to say, to get things to be different, you have to do things differently. But so things maybe will have to be done differently a little bit. And it doesn't mean there has to be animosity from one side to another, but we have a common need, a common problem, so let's work on that.
I think that's great. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Maybe I didn't ask about, but I think it's important. Maybe ask someone else.
No, I think that's all. Thanks. I better give your box back. Mine didn't give it to you.
take your camera down there.
Well, I'll go after you, Mr. Avery. I'll go after you. Because I want to get what you say on film.
Even if I don't make the news, man, I'm glad that I got some.
You will hear.
I was out here the first time.
First, can you just remind me how you spell your first and last name for me?
ABEOYEWIN. Avery.
And then, so kind of talk to me a little bit about how this entire fiasco kind of been on you and kind of just seeing a lot of people that live around here kind of struggle with, this situation.
Well, I for one have missed work. I know kids who have missed school because they don't have clean water to bathe. I have also seen people, claim to be sick over the water making them sick. Our water is sporadically on and off constantly. So and we have 2 elementary schools on this water system. We have a women's rehab center on this water system, a county jail on this water system, and roughly about a third of the population in Harlan County on this water system. And not only that, this water system here helps supply the county water system. And then a lot of the officials tell us that the water system is a city problem, but it services the whole county.
That's just, having to, find ways to, maybe if you have to boil the water and you still have water, or I know some people maybe don't have water, but then, that also entails going to the grocery stores. Some people maybe don't have cars, they have to walk, and getting a whole bunch of water. So it's not easy on everyone to just turn around and just, kind of find different ways to cover it.
Well, we've got people here on fixed income, a lot of people on fixed incomes who is having to use their food stamps and their money to buy water, and plus pay the water bill too. So it's a double financial burden on our community right now, on all of our citizens. We have a whole lot of disabled people here who's not able to pack and boil water. And I had a lady who called me here last night. Her husband has one leg. He's very, very, very disabled, and they are taking their savings to try to get a rig company here to drill them a well. $9,000 well, because her husband is disabled. She doesn't want to put him into like a rehabilitation home. So it's a real issue when you don't got water. In fact, in the rest of the country, if you don't got water, it's not an issue, it's a crisis. It really is.
That definitely, can turn into one, especially, just seeing kind of go in and out, off and on, as well as, sometimes for days, I know you guys just went Thanksgiving, a lot of people went without water. Also, everyone went without safe water. So just to kind of see that is also just not what you want to see.
Right, yeah, we was cooking Thanksgiving dinner this year, and the water went off right in the middle of Thanksgiving. Halfway cooked, you couldn't finish your cooking up. People was calling me, and I was just like, well, I'm not sure what's going on. So, it's something that really needs addressed. We need better. We need good, clean drinking water. Absolutely.
I know that everyone is, what do you want to see done in, whether it's just
our community have as good and reliable water source as most of the country has. I mean, we have spent millions of dollars through a coal service tax money for these water systems. And we deserve as good a quality water system as anybody else in this nation. And we should be able to get that help from our congressmen and our representatives. And I'd like to see us have a nice, adequate water system.
So I guess also just kind of what are you calling on those congressmen and representatives and just elected officials in general to kind of do whether, you know, obviously
Well,
funds, you know, the repairment, provide new resources, new
yeah. First thing that we need to hear from is to hear from them personally. We get to hear from our representatives personally about this issue. Second of all, they need to be up here to see this for themselves. And then we need a special grant, a special fund to actually either rebuild this water plant or rebuild a whole new water plant somewhere, or put more water tanks in here. I think there's enough money in Congress and Senate to actually fund some kind of special grant. You know, this is not an issue; it's a crisis for this community. And I mean, I can tell by just all the people who come out here today, we are very concerned. Everybody's concerned. You know, these are just a few people who actually stepped up to show up today. It's the whole community. I get phone calls every night. I was up to 4 o'clock this morning up here answering phone calls, answering people's phone calls today. And I think this is the best way that we could possibly give attention to this problem. On the news, and maybe somebody they can help us if they will.
have you tried contacting the office for any of your representatives or anything?
I have spoke to a few of them. The last time this was aired, I got several phone calls from offices and stuff, and they said that help was on the way, you know, and it's not been. So I mean, you know, we get to see them up here. We get to hear any kind of statements from them. You know. So I mean, you know, it really is coming to the point where people are really desperate about this. I mean, you know, kids are missing school and people's missing work. I mean, it's really, businesses are losing money. New businesses don't want to come here because of the water problem. So I mean, you know, it's really, it's an all-out crisis. It really is, and it's a crisis that we can fix. We all pay our water bill. We all pay our taxes, and you know, we can get this fixed if we want to.
Is there anything else you'd like to add before we move on?
Well, I just want to say, you know, thank you to all the people who came out. Thank you to all the people who took time, you know, to show up here today. And, you know, thank you to the news, you know, WAM TV coming out. And, you know, I hope to see this problem resolved sooner than later.
Well, yeah,
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I'll let Mark do a few words on the market. Thank you.
You up next?
Yep, I guess so.
So first off, can you state and spell your first and last name for me?
Yeah, it's Mark, M-A-R-K, Stewart, S-T-E-W-A-R-T.
And then you can look at me, you don't have to look at the camera. But kind of talk to me a little bit about, I guess, first off, just what are some of your kind of just thoughts behind all of this and your experience through all of this situation so far?
Well, my thoughts is I'd like to know where the money went. I'd like to know why they limited me commenting whenever I told them where a lot of the problems coming from. I ginseng hunt these mountains. I was up Childs Creek. They got it locked now, but I walked in there last year and it started raining and the water turned rainbow. You can smell the natural gas just leaking out of that holler up there. It's awful. I mean, and that runs right in our river,
And
right
when was
by. This was last year. I seen it. I went back in there. They locked it up whenever I addressed it. I went back in there this year in the fall. It's still like that. I put a video on my YouTube channel, Harlan County Transparency, to show the public where the oil is just running right into the river from up there. And all they do is just lock it up and keep us out.
And I think just from talking with people here, I think that's kind of what's really missing is that transparency.
Yes.
You know, you just want to not only be heard, but you want some questions answers even, you know, and you want to see some of those answered questions be acted upon, and you want to see, you know, public officials working on that stuff.
Well, if you walk in a holler and it smells like sulfur, and then you see rainbow color, and you're way back in the mountains, that's not natural. Now, who's responsible for that? Everybody just sits and points fingers, but nobody goes cleans the problem. Nobody goes cleans it up.
Yeah, and I think that's also just a big thing. So just to kind of see, I mean, obviously, you know, funding is probably the biggest thing. You know, you can't really do anything without that. So to see whether, you know, it's any grant money or just any sort of thing that whether or not it's the city can do or the county can do, just to get to work on this and kind of be able to help the people that live here, because it's ultimately whatever they maybe have done in the past didn't work, because obviously now we're here now, you guys are still facing those issues, and now with, you know, the heightened levels of, you know, toxins that's in the water, definitely is very dangerous for everyone here.
Yeah.
And then you can't do simple tasks such as brush your teeth or wash your hands. You know, you have to take extra steps. So that's also just very frustrating.
Yeah, we got a family of 7, 4 small kids. You know, my wife and an older daughter, and have to buy a bottle of water. I mean, is the city going to reimburse me? I got my receipts. I mean, are they going to reimburse me for that? Because we can't use what they're giving us, what we're buying. You know.
And on top of that, you guys are also, I mean, monthly paying your water bills and also all of the other bills that go on top
I haven't
of
got
that.
mine yet, but some of the residents wrote me and told me that their water bills is almost doubled. Why? When they're nothing coming out of the spout.
Well, I know it's starting to rain here by camera, but is there anything else that maybe we haven't touched on with anyone else that you feel like is important to share, just kind of about this issue?
Yeah, these mines that's idling, they need to inspect them, and they need to figure out where these sulfurs and these oils that's leaking in these creeks that feed us our water's coming from, and fix it. I mean, that's what needs to be addressed. I mean, I can take any city official, any congressman right up that road and show them, right here it is. You can smell it, you can see it. I mean, that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, you want this just to be fixed, because, I mean, obviously, you know, you guys, you know, will go home and still have to use the bottled waters, and who even knows how long it is until it's fixed.
Right.
So you just kind of just want to see that transparency. You
Yes,
just
I do.
want to see the stuff being done.
Yes, I do.
So is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it.
Well, again, thank you again.
Good job, Mark.
I know for 2 years that's been leaking up there in Childs Creek. I seen that every year.
And right there at Shield for the King Champ Weed is a bad leak.
Yeah. We'll put a bag over his camera. I'll hold it for him.
It's not too bad. You can just put that in your pocket.
I'm gonna get back on this side where I can see her better. I'm actually gonna have to stop. And we are back. This will be edited together, but what you are seeing is all live.
has been on you, and for a lot of people that maybe you know, and maybe didn't that you know, with it off and on, as well as you know, just past dealing with issues.
This past week I've been here, in different places. Sunday, my sister, Thanksgiving, I've been visiting, you know, time. And I've lived here in and out all my life. 68 years old. I've seen a lot of things in the water. And I'm gonna say right now, this area is in crisis mode. I mean, we need help, just like if somebody in some third world country needed help right now. We could put something on Facebook, television, saying donate us money so we can get water. I mean, you see things on there about third world countries where they have no water and kids are starving and they're so thirsty and they're thirsty to death and all that. We're just a little bit away from that. Because we can go and buy we can go buy water in jugs and carry it home and stuff. But like this morning, I cut my foot and I'm thinking, you know, I take a shower in the water, but I cut my foot and it's bleeding and I'm thinking, what do I do? Do I go put that water on my foot? I'm thinking no, so I use the water I bought or I put something else on it. But I say I've lived here as a little kid, I have seen things that people won't even tell you today. I've seen things go into the river around here, okay? Things go into the river. Now, once they do certain things, they're not supposed to have sewer go in the rivers, okay? But there's some kind of grandfather clause. You don't do something, you can still have sewer go in the river. And then, like, got down this river a little bit more when I was a little kid, you know, I lived on the river. I took a walk, there's a clinic right down there. And you can see the water coming out of that clinic, and it was stuff, different colors of stuff, blood coming out, going into the water. Now I was a little kid and I saw that. There was just stuff going everywhere into the water. And then the mines, coal mines, full of chemicals that went in the mines. And the coal mines, there's so much cancer around here. The coal mines put things in water that was not supposed to go in the water. They used, I don't know the chemical's name right now, but they used chemicals in there that was some of the unsafest chemicals. One of the most carcinogenic chemicals that can cause cancer. And a lot of people, over in that one area over there, I don't know what's going on. All kinds of cancers, families, so much cancer in the family. A lot of places. And right back up here, some years ago, I was over there walking. There's a walking track. And I was over there walking, and all of a sudden I went over and looked over, and there was the biggest bunch of fish dead, laid on top. I mean, big fish. You know, a long time ago, I knew if you caught a fish, you didn't eat that fish. I mean, if you caught one, you took the hook out and threw it back in. You'd eat that fish. That fish could have anything wrong with it. So that's just how it's been since I've been growing up. But we still use the water. You know, you drink the water, you rinse your mouth out with the water and stuff like that. I wouldn't touch my mouth with that water right now because of the stuff. You know, I don't know. It's getting worse, and we need to not. I thought they had stopped getting water out of the river. We need in this area, like a third world country. I mean, this area has been getting the shit in the stick for a long time, and it's like, you know, there's so much stuff that's in the water. The coal mines are not supposed to be working, but then there's water in the mines that keeps bringing all that stuff out.
Yep.
This thing right here behind us, that's there. Okay? What we need is we need these storage bins for water, and there'd be wells dug all up and down. It's like 20 miles up that way. I heard anybody say the mileage, but they use water from down here, and way down to Berta and just different places. But some places they have their own water supply at their place, but they come here and they get the water to go in it. See, so we supply this place right here supplies so much water. And if they got one thing, where are they getting it? Out of the river. And so we don't need, does these cities get their water out of the river? You know, I don't know, but we need wells dug. We need a bunch of money to do this. A little bit of grants ain't gonna do this. This may have to go to Washington D.C. before it's over with. And I'm tired of it. Like I say, I'm 68 years old. I've seen this all my life. And now it's getting to the office place. This woman, she was telling me that when she took a bath and her feet started itching and tingling and stuff. You know, we don't know. We don't know what's coming through our pipes. And for years, we take showers in it, take baths, but our dogs don't drink the city water. Our cats, you know, we don't. It's just, gosh, if something were to happen, we couldn't get water from somewhere else, what would we do? I mean, we're worse than Mexico, you know what I mean?
So just to, I mean, that's obviously, you know, just dealing with that is definitely stressful. And like you said, it's gotten to a point where it's just not even safe. And even, you know, when you were dealing with, even that might have been unsafe then, when you were going up, but just how bad it's gotten. Definitely, it's not everything it should be. It would obviously be better. So just, what would you like to see just done, you know, whether from any aspect on this, just more people working on it?
I would like to look way out there on the mountain, and I would like to see things like this. It's up there for water. Those people can pipe there and fill it up. You know, they can use some water there. In every place they have these things where they can have some wells dug and get the city water up to par. You know, and it's our city water, but the city water, what you got to understand, it provides water for all kinds of
All the
areas.
District 2.
And it's we call this area, what do we call it?
What do you mean, District 2 or
No, all the way to District 2. All of
Holmes's Mill area? Is that what you're talking about?
Huh?
Holmes's Mill?
Yeah, but all this whole area is called something.
Clover Fork.
Clover Fork. Clover Fork. I was a little girl. There was a president's wife that came right down here, and she got a bunch of stuff started for our area, for Clover Fork. You know, so that's what we have to do. Not just talk about Everett. It's all of Clover Fork, and all of Clover Fork right now needs to have safe drinking water, and safe water to take a bath in, and whatever we need to do for everyday things. You know.
Anything else that you'd like to add? I feel like you touched on a lot of different things. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
What'd they do with that $500,000? Ask that water man that grant money they got.
Well, I'm sure they got lots of grants and it's already been spent, but maybe we need to have somebody over it that's some kind of person that would be, I don't know, maybe a committee of people over it or something. And but I thank you for coming. Anybody that comes and helps us, I'm so appreciative for all this. And allowed me to speak, and I'm just going everywhere. I'm sorry. This is not scripted.
And I'm sorry I interrupted you too.
That's great.
I live 8 miles up that way. Yep.
Well, she lives up this way too, so.
Yeah, I live in Shields up there. Avery, that guy, is the one that organized most of this. Between me and him, we kind of spread the word. Get the American flag in it.
Barbara Short, BAR, BAR.
And that is honestly, you know, you should be notified, especially when they say, you know, the water is not safe. And then, so you were kind of just using that water, not knowing that it was unsafe. And
No, because we don't have the local channels. There's no Harlan line runs up this way. I think it only goes to Everett's. I'm not for sure. But it does not go on up. I have called about that. Well, sooner or later we'll get the local channels, but it's not going to be right now. And then when we are out of water, we still have to pay our water bill. There's no adjustments to it or anything. And you go down there and talk to them about it. Well, we can buy our water or, you know, something like that.
And not everyone can do that, especially if
You're on a fixed income. I'm on a fixed income.
and also, you know, not everyone has a car. Not everyone is able to, they don't live close enough to maybe walk there, so they're kind of.
And we take care of my mother-in-law. She can't drive anymore or anything like that. You know, she's on medicine. We're all on medicine. Just like friends, you know.
Just kind of.
If they could call us up here, they'll let us know what's going on. But they need to get something in here to get the slaughter straightened out. Building new plant, they have the money. We don't have it here in Everett. But on up higher, they do have the money. They can send the money elsewhere. Why can't they send it to Everett? Why can't they send it to Harlan to do something?
I definitely do think that's a great one because I know, at least from last time when I did this story, you know, kind of just talking about always feeling kind of left out of, you know, not only the conversation, but you might see all these different places, all these different organizations giving different grants and stuff. But for you guys still facing some of those issues, definitely just saying, why aren't we getting this? Whether, you know, if they're even applying for them or if they're being denied, just kind of have that more just transparency to just talk about just why.
Right.
So is there anything else that you'd like to add? Maybe hasn't been
No,
already?
if they got money to send elsewhere out of Kentucky, why can't we get stuff here in Harlan County, here in Everett, to do something with this water? And like I said, we don't have, you know, the Harlan lines, city lines, and everything. We just got issues with it. We don't hear anything. And a lot of people don't have any computers. You know, so how do they know?
Again, thank you again so much for coming down.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're doing great, man. You're doing good. Thank you all for coming in.
How much you all give back in the warmth.
Thank you for coming out.
So this will be on, due to CBS programming, this will be on tonight at 11. And then I'm sure they'll play it in the morning, and as well as we'll post it on our website and on Facebook and stuff. So I'll try to fit as much as possible, but
One thing, if you can find us in one situation, if we're camping out and they come back and
Woo!
I can definitely talk to him when I ask him because he comes back, but I'll be talking to him probably around 5.
Harlan County Transparency.
What's your name?
Mark Stewart. Harlan County Transparency is, yeah. My name's Mark Stewart, but the YouTube channel's Harlan County Transparency.
You're from Everett?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm gonna get on that.
Okay. Avery, you have a good one, brother.
Mark, thank you.
Uh huh.
I'll see you later.
Uh huh.